So we've just woken up. We spent our first night in Italy. We did not sleep very well, that's why we're still looking a bit tired. It was quite noisy here. But we have a beautiful park spot.
So we have to go explore it.
Lots of other campers, but you can see the lake there. So we've just woken up on the shores of Lake Como. We're in the city here. It was a fairly loud park up, there was a lot going on last night, but it's absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, loads of other campers around. It's free to park overnight, but €4 to stay for the day, so we've got our parking ticket. We're going to try and get a few things sorted in the city, and then we hope to head out to some more kind of rural areas. Of course, we're like the first people here. Very early. But the wine's so good that Mr. who normally doesn't like wine.
I usually don't like wine, but I've just tried some wine in Italy and found out, wow, this is actually just really nice stuff.
And there's pizza on the way.
Ready? That's so good.
I'm getting full.
I'm not, I can keep going.
I've never known a pizza to melt in your mouth. Like the dough, you taste it and it just disappears. It's so good. The smell of it alone has caught me off guard.
It's a special coffee, isn't it?
We've been busy in Como the last couple of days, just getting some work done and doing some chores. It's been a lovely city. We had a wonderful meal out last night. And I feel we haven't taken enough footage around the lake. It's so beautiful here. So we're just about to go out for a run. So we'll bring the camera and I'll take some shots along the way. we're very warm now.
Just had a 15-minute run.
I think we've run to the end of the road here. It's absolutely stunning. And now time to head back. That's us finished the run now. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous run, lovely warm day. And there's a cool breeze as well, so it didn't get too warm. Now I think we're gonna head back to the van, get it cleaned up and find a new park spot. Moving on from Como, we've come to this small town. I have no idea what it's like.
Rovello Poro. That might just be the station name.
I have no idea. But it's a nice little town. We found a good park up, slept overnight, and today we're taking the train to Milano.
So we've just arrived in Milan and we've immediately found, I might butcher the name here, Castello Sorzesco?
We're not very good at the Italian.
No, don't know how to pronounce that one, sorry. Yeah, it's a big Renaissance medieval castle.
It's pretty impressive though.
We'll do the tour and we'll show you around. The place is cool.
Why so many cats here?
So next on the visit list is a place called the Santa Maria delle Grazie. I hope I said that right. This is a Renaissance building, I think I read it as, where Da Vinci's Last Supper is kept. And it's a really smart building.
Of course, as usual, we're not going to pay to go in because we're living on a tight budget here. But we wanted to come and see the building because it's amazing.
It was built in, I think, 1100s?
Just,
very old.
Just breathtaking. Our park up last night was absolutely beautiful, and we just got back from Milan and everything's fine, except for this. There's a woman erratically driving round and round and round the car park, getting progressively closer to the van. It's very strange, and we think it's time to move.
Bit weird.
We're going to go to our next park up now. So this is our latest park out.
We were kind of hoping we might be able to have a swim in the river, but
It's very fast flowing.
yeah, not a chance.
So we're just kind of sitting here reflecting on this absolutely gorgeous location. I was thinking about kind of motivation to travel and what we should and shouldn't do and what we should and shouldn't see. And I think just to sum it up, the main reason we wanted to travel is to just see places that are different to what we see day to day. So it's kind of that idea of when you're in a routine and you're doing the same thing day in, day out, the days just seem to slip away and you can't remember when January began and how is it now April, and you know, the days just fly by in a blur because everything's the same and it just starts to feel a bit stagnant. Whereas when you're constantly on the move, it's a new picture every day, and although the days are flying by, it's with a fresh kind of perspective each morning.
They're also not flying by though, in a weird way. It's like we're more aware of the time passing, so...
Feels like you're in the moment a bit more. And I would say travelling is not without a lot of stress, and it's got its own struggles because you have to figure out what you're doing each day, but the rewards are pretty damn good. And we're trying to make this trip last. We don't want to have to come back too soon. So we're not keen to spend an awful lot of money doing adventurous things and touristy things. We're trying to be quite preserving, so our travel vlogs are probably not going to be a display of lots of fun, exciting things to do, but just the things we see and the days as they go by. So anyway, back to the river. the top question on everyone's list is, how do you shower when you live in a van? Well, this is one of the many ways. So that's how we shower. It's not glamorous, and obviously people have to arrive when you're stripped and showering beside a river. That seems to be compulsory. Yeah, that's it. It's been a little while since we've checked in. We stayed in a lovely little town last night up near a castle, but it was quite busy with dog walkers. So this is our next park up. It's rural and it's gorgeous. So whilst we're here parked up in this beautiful location, Scott has decided that he is in need of a haircut. So that's the task for tonight, because there's nobody else around to bother. We're going to get the clippers out.
Hello.
It's slightly dark, but much smarter. So for dinner tonight I'm going to make some kind of pasta sauce, because we're in Italy and what else do you eat except pasta? And we've got these meatless burgers, which I thought were quite cute. Been eating a fair amount of meat lately, so I figure let's go vegetarian tonight and we'll see how that turns out. So we've softened the onions, bit of salt and pepper, tons of garlic in there, and I've just added the red peppers so that we can try and caramelise them a bit before the mushrooms go in. To reduce the mushrooms down, cook off all the water till they shrivel up and get nice and tasty. Then I'm going to add some fresh tomatoes and let them just soften a bit. Then I'll add the fake meat. I'll take it off the heat because I need to cook the pasta. And then I'll add it back on, and I think I'll put some pesto in to finish it off. Now, although we have 3 hobs, didn't really think this one through, we can't actually fit the big cooking pot and the pasta pot on together, so I think we need a couple of smaller pans so we can balance this a bit more. But I've got some heavily salted water and we've got some fresh pasta, so we're going to get that cooking and then that should finish that off.
Oh, oh, oh. Thank God, thank God. What did you do to this? It's amazing.
It's okay then.
It's pretty darn good. We've happened to park up close to a castle built on the hill called Castello de Fieschi.
There's this gorgeous church. I took the camera off Scott because he was flying it all over the place. And it took us a long time to find the walk, but we feel like we're on track now. Trees keep throwing conkers at us. Well worth the hike. Behind the trees there, where my fuzzy finger's pointing, that's where the van is. That's where we've walked from. So the tale of this castle begins in the 1500s. I can't speak Italian and I'm going to butcher the names, so I'll leave those in the comments below. But basically the person that owned it tried to take over the city of Genova, or Genoa as it's said in English. So that attack obviously failed. Following this failed coup, the landowner here barricaded himself in the castle and sent for help from some of his French allies. Basically a bunch of people arrived to help him defend his castle, and it all descended into a big battle that went on for about 40 days as the people of Genova were throwing cannonballs and shooting at the castle. In the end, because they'd been locked down in this castle for so long, the lack of food and just general confusion from all the foreign helpers basically led to the destruction of the castle, and they had to surrender. The landowner sent two of his most trusted advisors down to argue a plea bargain, saying that he would surrender as long as his life and his possessions were spared. And of course the Genovians disagreed with that, So he was executed in July of sometime in the 1500s. They had their last service in the chapel that we passed on the way up here, and then they were beheaded. Following all this, they decided it was worth their while to tear the whole castle down. And as you can see, they got about halfway through it before they decided, nah, it was too much hard work, taking far too many resources. So they abandoned it, and that's why it's in this state today. So that's the story of Montoggio Castle, and that's as best as we can do based off Wikipedia. If you want more information, have a Google. It's suddenly got really windy, my hat's trying to escape.